Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another review of this Oxford United season. Look, straight up, no one's going to really remember this game come the end of the season. Well, they might remember it for one thing, and that was Gatlin O'Donkor getting his first Oxford United league goal. I think it was his first league goal. If it isn't, then you have nothing to remember this game about. And Oxford's woeful home form continues, although they didn't lose today, so we should be thankful for some things. It ended Oxford United 1, Fleetwood Town 1. Fleetwood have absolutely been Oxford's bogey side in the past, and there were shades of that continuing today. But before the game, Oxford made a couple of changes from that wonderful win over Bolton Wanderers. My goodness, why did I have to miss that game and not this game? But we saw Seddon come in and take over at right back. Sam Long obviously went off injured against Bolton, so Seddon did well. Got a goal, obviously, so he deserved to carry on in the right back role. Obviously not his usual position, which meant we've got a left back playing at right back. Recruitment. And Marcus Brown came into the side up front, playing in the middle of a front three, which meant, rather harshly, Gatlin O'Donkor went to the bench, and it meant Kyle Joseph went onto the left wing, and Anderson was on the right. Fleetwood Town under Scott Brown have been tough to beat this season. Just one change for them from a great win that they had against Accrington Stanley, winning 3-0 at home at the weekend. Garner misses out with injury, which meant Batty came into the side. But it was Fleetwood Town who roared to life in this game. They could have been 1-0 up after, in the first minute of the game, a very, very good chance from Andrew where he dragged his shot wide. But he didn't have to wait too long. Fleetwood got the ball back, went forward again. This time it was Sean Rooney who stung Eastwood's palms from distance. Oxford couldn't get the ball clear. And then Mendes Gomes with a really smart finish. Lovely bicycle kick finish, actually. I'm going to upgrade it from smart to lovely. Really back to goal, bicycle kick into the bottom corner. Oxford stunned. The worst possible start we could have, trying to build momentum on from that Bolton win. We're 1-0 down after 90 seconds. Great finish again, and Mendes Gomes was a thorn in Oxford's side all afternoon. Look, this first half was dreadful. Oxford were dreadful in this first half. We've seen, what is it with first half at the Kassam Stadium? We just can't seem to get anything going at all. Oxford was so slow in possession, so turgid. Fleetwood was so well organised. They pressed Oxford out of possession. They meant there was very little space in midfield, but Oxford were just reduced to really passing the ball very slowly among the defenders and the midfielders. They're not really going anywhere. Whenever they tried to play the ball out wide, invariably it was a long punt forward. No one could hold the ball up, and it was really, really bad. Fleetwood actually looked quite dangerous when they came forward. They moved the ball around very smartly. Rooney and Andrew, very, very good outlets down the wing. And the likes of Vela, Morton, and Mendes Gomes were very, very, they moved the ball and their movement was much better than ours, and they moved it much quicker than we did, and therefore they did look much more threatening. Like I said, Oxford just, other than a long shot from Brannigan, and then of the rebound, Anderson missed his kick and looked quite embarrassing. Style, it was just difficult to see what Oxford's game plan was. Really, it was just so flat. It was unbelievable. It was just. It didn't look like we would score a goal if we played till Christmas, and that's not an understatement. It really needed an improvement in the second half. But we've seen this so many times this season where we play sides and it's just Oxford just don't get started, and we have to rally in the second half and try and improve. And thankfully, Oxford did get a lot better in the second half. Marcus Brown came off. He was replaced by the donk. Gatlin O'Donkor came on. So Oxford didn't have to wait too long for him to get his equaliser. But the intensity was better at the start of this second half. Oxford were getting around Fleetwood a lot quicker, forcing them into mistakes. Meant that the likes of Brannigan and McGuane and Bate were picking up the ball inside the Fleetwood half and creating chances, moving the ball quicker. All the things we weren't doing in the first half, we started to do a lot more in the second half. And the goal came. It came from a set piece, a lovely ball in from Bate. I think it was Kieran Brown who won the first header. Bit of a scramble. I think it was O'Donkor against the bar. It came back to O'Donkor. He got it in from about 3 yards. Scruffy as heck. But who cares? Great to see Gatlin O'Donkor get the goal. He's deserved that for two really good performances against Portsmouth and against Bolton. And in this second half today, Oxford had a focal point in their team, and that made a massive difference. Chances did start to come in the second half as well. Brannigan had a shot that went wide, and there were chances really for more. Findlay, Seddon from crosses as well. And I'd actually say Bates' delivery from set pieces was really good. But Oxford did at least give it a go. They got the crowd into it. Fleetwood, they did go into time-wasting mode a bit, but I still think they looked quite dangerous in the second half, and they spurned a few good chances themselves. There was one good breakaway where I think it came to Morton in the box, and he tried to dummy it for Danny Andrew running in. I don't know why he did. He had a shot on goal, and Oxford really got away with one there. And as I said, Mendes Lang's running as well was just caused Oxford no end of problem. The amount of time Moore or Finley were just forced to foul him and drag him to the ground. Not just exclusively those two either. He looked a real player. He did, as did Sean Rooney, and he went off stretchered off in this game. And I think that could be a real big blow to Fleetwood because he looked an excellent right back, the sort of player we need, but we don't have. But it wasn't to be to get the winner in this one for Oxford. We even saw Jody Jones come on at the end of it. And in truth, it wasn't a great game. It wasn't a great performance. I think we can just be thankful that we did come back into it and get at least a point. So it wasn't good result against Bolton and then back to a loss straight away. We have at least kept a little bit of the unbeaten run going. We can go into a FA Cup game with Woking. Going to be a tough game, I think, and it'll be interesting to see what side Carl Robinson picks in that one. Obviously, we will have Bowden and we will have Matty Taylor back available. And we may have Josh Murphy available. Carl Robinson hinting that he may be available. I doubt it. I think he'll bring him back in for the game we have in a week's time, I think away at Shrewsbury. But yeah, so once again, not really too much to say. I think Fleetwood were much better in the first half. I think Oxford were the better side in the second half. Take a point, probably not great, but well done to Fleetwood Town. Well, good result for you guys, and well done to those 69 fans that came down all the way from Fleetwood on a horrible Tuesday night in Oxfordshire. But we move on. Is it shoots of recovery? It still is yet to be seen, but we are at least picking up some points, and good to see Gatlin O'Donkor get his first goal of the season. Leave your comments down below. Fleetwood fans, leave your comments below as well, and we'll move on to the FA Cup at the weekend. Thanks very much for watching. Hit like, hit subscribe. I'll be back with another review very soon.